Hello everyone, it's Omae and welcome back to the brand new video. So here we are, the Blitz just released, and I'm going to show you guys how to clear it with the intended team and without the new supports Dragon and Figgle and Garling. I also know if you're a new player and you don't have a very high pirate level, you're going to struggle to get that Figgle and Garling support on your character since he is a 99 cost unit. So this way I'm doing it here is very quick, very easy damage on every single stage, because the way they intended it is that you're supposed to use IMU on stage 4. However, if you use IMU on stage 3, it's actually a lot easier and you don't need Figgle and Garling support, right? So I'll show you how it is. So of course, stage 1 and 2 just go blow past all these weak mobs. Luckily, it's only 3 mobs on each stage, which makes it very, very easy to get through this quick without any wave clear. So stage 3 against Nustro, he will give us a 2-turn slot lock, give us a full board of tandem orbs. So make sure you have a ship that will give tandem orbs counted as matching. Otherwise, IMU will not have matching orbs, which will make it a lot harder to kill here very easily. So now use your Captain IMU. This is essential because your subs will reduce IMU's special ability, but it's only going to reduce the Captain IMU. So it's very important that you use this IMU, not the friend. Now, that's about it. All you need to do is tap on your shanks, good, and then the chain boundary from IMU will allow you to kill very easily one tap Nustro. Now stage 4, just like every other Blitz, has 2 variants. You can either encounter Peter or Walkyrie. Peter will reduce your HP by 50%, give you a chain 2x minimum attack down, will be immune to everything except poison, and if you use any type of damage boosting effect, the enemy will place their territory. Now this is important, that will proc the Figgle and Garling support and reduce your Captain IMU's cooldown by 1 turn. Now, since they intend you to use that IMU on stage 4 here, then you will have the perfect amount of cooldown to have your IMU ready once again on the final stage. But since we used IMU on stage 3, we have an extra 2 turns of cooldown to work with. We do not need that Figgle and Garling support. And then when it comes to the Walkyrie variant, there is a turn of paralysis, so they want you to use Dragon, but IMU themselves are resistant to paralysis, and I've tested it, the damage is enough just with IMU alone. And then of course, when you move to stage 5, the paralysis will remove. Now besides that, you want to use Buggy special, and we do have that 3 special limiter. So the reason why we're also trying to disperse our specials over these stages is because of that. Use Luffy as well, because there is attack down on the Walkyrie variant. And since we used IMU on stage 3, that attack boost from Buggy is now universal, which is really powerful. And then Luffy, finally use Shanks. Final stage, we want to save Blackbeard, so be very careful about that. And since the special limiter will persist to the final stage, we can only activate 3 specials, IMU twice and then Blackbeard, so that's quite important. I think that's about it. So yeah, let's burst. And it's not really a burst, it's more like a one-sided beatdown. Yeah, we don't even need to activate the chain boundary. You can literally like spam tap on Buggy and then like kill in like a millisecond. It's very quick. Of course, against the Walkyrie variant, just hit like 1 perfect on IMU and then you'll be safe. Now final stage, 2-turn damage limiter. IMU is invincible, but if you do enough damage, she'll run away. 6-turn defense up. Blackbeard, first use IMU actually, otherwise the color affinity won't be universal, but at the end of the day, Blackbeard's the only one who's relevant with the color affinity, so it really doesn't matter. Now you have 2 IMUs ready, use both of them. Each time will reduce a ton of enemy beneficial effects, removing the damage limiter. Since we carried over the orb boost from stage 4, that intimidation is irrelevant, and at this point, yeah, you just need to burst IMU and then she'll run away, or he, or whatever. So I'm just gonna attack with the, like, someone in the comments after more testing, please tell me how much damage you have to do exactly before IMU runs away, because this is overkill. Yeah, there's no answer to that. If you don't kill IMU on stage 1 and you don't remove the damage limiter, then IMU will captain swap one of your subs, so do keep that in mind. And then I'm pretty sure you can kill on turn 2 even with that damage limiter active. So that's about it. 64x score, pretty fun. Let me quickly show you guys against the Walkyrie variant. So yeah, that was a lot of information. However, do remember that for the damage limiter, yes, you want to use IMU twice to remove it completely, However, you can use characters like Marcus Mars and Valkyrie, who in their captain will state that if you have one of every type and 5 or more Navy, World Government, and Celestial Dragon tags, or 5 Elders as well, then they will increase the damage limiter by 1.3x. So you'll be able to do enough damage, I'm pretty sure, to just burst Emu and kill on turn 1. I'm not sure, 100% sure exactly how much damage you have to do before Emu runs away. So there definitely is room for improvement here in terms of only using a certain amount of taps on the final stage. Mainly just Blackbeard. I think as long as you hit with Blackbeard, just hit a good on someone else, then on Blackbeard a perfect, and then Emu should run away. We can actually test that in this run. So yeah, once again, use Emu. You can also enable the option here to skip the action special, auto resolve. So obviously you're not going to be doing the action special every single run, right? Once again, just a good and Emu one shots. So I think it's definitely more efficient to actually use Emu on stage 3, not just because you don't need Figgle and Garling support, which will also increase your speed by a bit because the support won't have to activate. Oh yeah, here we are against Valkyrie. So only our Emus are available, but that's really no big deal. We can use Buggy here for the 3-turn attack boost. That's universal now, thanks to Emu. We can use Luffy as well, and then also Shanks. So yeah, it's gonna be a very easy kill. You can use your X Super if you want, but it's really unnecessary. And skadoosh, you know. I think if you don't have the whale shark ship, no, because I don't have the ship modified, so yeah, it is definitely 1 turn of paralysis. Okay, very easy kill here. I'm gonna once again just try here and see if I can kill without having to hit all of our units. Right. Let me just do a good and perfect. Although I'd probably hit perfect there on Emu, because Emu won't activate. Yeah, that's definitely more efficient, guys. 1,000,000%. Just hit a good on one of your characters, then a perfect on Blackbeard, and then a miss on Emu. That will prevent the Super Tandem animation from happening, and also you will get access to enough damage thanks to Blackbeard being an absolute beast, right? So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about how to use this team, ask them down below. I will have other variants using just the rare recruits, even though that's quite difficult. Just the rare recruits, Blackbeard as well with the quick versus Luffy from Luffy versus Kaido. I also have teams up for if you're using like Crocodile and Mihawk from the end of month batch with just Buggy. Of course, each rare recruit is actually assigned to each legend, so I might have a video with Akainu and Buggy, and then another one with Kobe and Shanks, Sabo and Luffy, and then I think Kuzan and Blackbeard. So each of those pairs will work really well, so testing that will be quite fun. So I'll thank you guys. I'll see you guys in a later video. I do have to write an exam very soon, so I won't have these teams up super quick, but I'm just trying and pump out as many in the next hour as possible. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, and I'm out.